Hey there hikers, Adam here. In this video, we're going for a winter hike in New Hampshire, where I totally freeze my butt off.
It's so cold this morning.
And miss out on some of those classic views. But hey, still managed to get blown away by those snowy trees. Also, only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Enjoy the video. think this is it. That's it. Freaking no views at all. That's it, folks. Show's over. Nothing to see here. Welcome back. That sure was another snowy one. Oh my gosh, it was snowing on me like the whole time I was on those summits. That was Mt Starr King and Mt Waumbek. Both are located off the Presidential Highway near Jefferson, New Hampshire in the White Mountain National Forest. Mt Starr King is part of the 52 with a view and is 3,915 feet tall. And Mt Waumbek is part of the New Hampshire 48 4,000 footers and is 4,006 feet tall. I was able to complete both of these summits by following the same mountain back trail that came in at around 7.2 miles total. The day that I went that morning started off so freaking cold, and then the trail, it was kind of uninspiring to start. I was getting a little worried. I thought the snow would start coming in and I might not get any views either, and that it just wouldn't be an interesting day. And I was only partially wrong. There were a lot of obstructed views by the time I got to the summit. The snow blew in, the clouds were in, couldn't see anything. That was a little disappointing that day. But the snow on top of that ridgeline, oh my gosh, the way it just caked onto those trees, that was freaking weird. All that like freaking, I think they call it popcorn snow. It was very fun to see all of that on the trees the day that I went. There were 5 main highlights to this trail. First, I had to park in the winter parking lot for this trail and then hike a little bit up the Starr King Road to get to the actual Starr King trailhead. Second, the trail is a moderately steep, boring, straight old climb straight up the side of Starr King, with the exception being one steep little portion right below the summit of Mt Starr King. Third, there should be some limited views from the summit of Starr King, which I unfortunately missed out on the day that I went, and also the remnants of a strange summit cabin. You see like a fireplace and a chimney left behind. Fourth, there is a flat, easy 1 mile walk along the ridgeline between Starr King to the summit of Mt Waumbek, with some possible limited views, which I of course still missed out on that day. Fifth, the summit of Mt Waumbek is wooded, uneventful, and offers no views. However, just beyond the summit on the Kilkenny Ridge Trail, there may be a spot with a little bit of a view, but I wasn't able to confirm that the day that I went. So both the Starr King Trail and the Kilkenny Ridge Trail were marked with yellow blazes, and they were very easy to follow. Now, as I keep saying for my winter hiking videos this winter, I can't really give a good judgment on how busy or not busy some of these trails are because I am basically hiking in the low season. There's not as many people doing these trails, but as I was doing this trail, it was a rather well-packed trail, indicating to me that this would be a more popular trail that people do in the summer months as well, and I did see a few people along the trail as I hiked it that day. Also of note, there's a couple gray jays living on the summit of Waumbek. As you make it all the way to the top of the mountain, you can see them once you reach the summit. If I have inspired you to tackle these 2 peaks yourself, I have included a link to a custom all trails map that I made in the description down below, as well as links to all the gear that made this video possible. For my difficulty ranking for this trail, I definitely think this falls into a road less traveled. It was kind of a long trail, but it was a moderate steepness the whole way, and if it was steep, it was for very short periods of time, and there were no technical elements involved in the trail at all, and it was actually a nice gradual hike in between Starr King and Waumbek itself because it was hiking along a ridge, so I would definitely put this in a road less traveled. And now the moment of truth. I don't really know what to do. I'm not really inclined to recommend the trail. I don't really know how good the views are because I didn't actually get to see those views. The trail itself I found rather boring. It was just kind of straight and a moderate incline the whole way. It wasn't twisting and turning. There wasn't a lot of landmarks to be found. If there was a view, it was only going to be right at the summit of Starr King, and there might have been views along there. So I just don't know. You know, it is nice that you can hit both a 52 with a view and a New Hampshire 48 on the same little hike. So that is one thing going for it, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend going out of your way to hike this trail. But now that's just my opinion. Let me know what you thought in those comments down below. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next week. It's so eerily quiet. My fingers are starting to feel it.